This is a little lunchtime Tai Chi. For today's practice, we're going to do a little warm-up, and then we're going to do one round of 3 little internal patterns of the Soon form. We'll just go to the right for that one this week, and then we're going to get into our Yang form. We'll do the parts that we did over the last 2 weeks, or maybe it's been 3 now. Time's getting away from me. But we'll do the part that we ended with last time up about 3 times through, and then we'll add the next piece, which is grasping the bird's tail. So we'll put that piece into our flow, and hopefully we'll just keep building this practice a little at a time with this Yang form. The Yang form, again, is a little bit more challenging, I think, to learn on video, but mostly up till this point, and even the next move beyond this, we're working mostly on this one plane. We'll start to turn around at some point, and we'll do our best with the video when we get to that point. But in any case, for the purposes of right now, we're going to just find a comfortable standing position so that you feel like you're balanced. You're going to put your foot on the ground so that your heel is in the air and your toes are on the ground. And then we're just going to make a little circle around and around and around with the ball of the foot. And then we'll go the other direction with that. And this just makes the hip, the knee, and the ankle joint kind of all move in a fluid way. Do the other side, same idea. There's other ways to do this, but I like this one for the Tai Chi purposes, because it kind of starts to move us in the way we move the joints for this practice. Go the other direction. Just kind of rolling back and forth through the feet. Okay, so give everything a little shake. And then just find a comfy place to stand, and we're going to turn from the waist. Just let your arms get kind of flippy-flappy. So we're feeling this movement. Let's do 2 more of those. I could do those for a long time, but we'll do 2 more. All right, so we're going to do one arm up, one arm down, stretch between those 2 points, nice and big. Switch arms, stretch between those 2 points. One arm up, one arm down. One arm up, one arm down. 2 more of those on each side. Kind of emphasizing the side bend. You don't have to, but ugh, feels good. Roll your shoulders up, around, and back a few times. Get to the back, come around the other way. Now we're going to lift the shoulders up and just let them fall. Lift them up, let them fall. Lift them up, let them fall. All right. Now, we're going to do our Soon form as kind of a part of our warm-up here. So we start with the heaven posture. I'm going to start as far back as I can, so it makes a little bit more sense, hopefully, in the video screen. I'm going that way, so I'll start with this way. A little more this direction. So pause with the heels touching, toes are slightly apart. There's going to be just some kind of sense of lift. You're not jamming yourself into too tall or too straight a leg, just enough. There's enough bend in the knees that you feel responsive, but also tall. And the spine is supported through your core. So we're going to let the knees soften. It's almost like we're sitting back. The arms are going to come up. We're going to step forward with the left foot and hand someone a ball. The right foot's gonna follow. A little distance now, like hips distance apart. Just a little breath there. Palms are gonna flatten, stepping out to your right, single whip. And waving hands like clouds, and we're moving like a cloud. This gentle, kind of floating and meandering, feeling that sort of movement pattern. One arm is like weight, the other hand, let's check the bath water first. One more. Now when we come to the center, we're going to take a breath. I'm going to hook up my right arm out like I'm hugging a tree or my friend. I'm going to step with my left foot, brush the knee and push. Take a half a step in. Lift your heel off the ground and strum your guitar. And then we're going to step down to strike, step to strike, step fist back, fist and feet come together, step back to pull the ball, and then push the mountain of Qi. Come back to where we started. Qigong breath. And we're going to do that again. Single whip. Waving hands like clouds. One more. Can you imagine yourself like a cloud, light and fluid, mostly made of water. Nice big breath. Hug your friend, brush a knee and push, half a step in, strum your guitar. Strike. Strike, fist back, bring it together, stepping back, push the mountain, coming around. I'm going to do one more set of these. Qigong breath. Hands float forward, single whip. Waving hands like clouds. Now, if you landed on this video first, I break this down. This is the Soon form spelled like sun. And I break this one down in other lessons, so you can go in and look for those lessons and start from scratch with this one. Take a breath. We're going to brush the knee and push. Half a step in, strum the guitar. Step to strike. Step, strike. Step fist back. Bring it together. Bringing yourself back, push, and then coming around, and taking a breath. We're going to close the door now, so we're going to lift the arms up, bring them down beside the hips. Bring the right foot in, the left foot in. Grow tall. Now the right hand makes a fist to represent strength. The left hand with the thumb tucked in against it means friendship and humility. And so I bring to the practice of Tai Chi my strength, particularly of my inner soul, my spirit, and my body. And friendship and humility. Thank you for practicing with me. So we're going to go into the yang form from here. We're going to do the yang form through up to the point where we stopped last week, which is at the end of stepping back to repulse the monkey. So I'm going to start pretty far over here because I have to go that way a bit. So because I know I have to walk that way about 6 steps, I'm going to start way over in this corner, and hopefully you'll still understand or still be able to see what I'm doing. So my feet are positioned in what in yoga would be mountain pose, right? So they're about hips distance apart, the toes are pointing forward. I pause here. This is called the earth posture in the Qigong world of things. So Tai Chi, Qigong come from the same root sources. So the earth posture or mountain pose, you can see how these things are cross-pollinating in the Eastern world. So we're going to allow ourselves to get a little softer through the joints. The weight goes into the right leg. We're going to step the left foot out just a little wider than our hips. And then we're going to pull a ball up out of the air. Okay? So putting the weight to the right, turning a bit to my left, I'm going to shift the weight and turn my right foot in. And then put all the weight into my right foot to get ready for parting the horse's mane. Stepping a sweeping step to the left arm's going to go up, the right arm's going to go down. I'm going to rock back, step a sweeping step to the right arm goes up, coming back. You're holding a ball here, and then we're stepping out to part the horse's mane. Now, take a half a step in, shift the weight into that right leg. This is the white crane spreads its wings. We're going to change the hand position. And I go big here because I like the drama. Turn the palm, let the hand fall back. This is brush, knee, and push. So I'm going to push after I brush my knee. We're going to turn to the left, brush the knee, push. We're going to do one more of those. I might go off the screen. Brush the knee, push. Half a step in, strum your guitar. I have to remember to pick my toes up for this one because the other form is different. All right, so now we're going to pull back a bow and hug the planet and then step back. This is called stepping back to repulse the monkey, and it's basically the same thing 4 times. Okay. There's a roundness to the arms here, and then we're just going to step back. We're not going to wind up repulsing the monkey again, but we're going to step back and pause here because this is going to set us up for our next move, okay? So we do 4 of the repulse the monkeys, and then we're going to step back, and that'll set us up for the next piece, which is grasping the bird's tail. Okay, so we're going to start again. We're going to go through this a couple more times just so that we sort of have a little feeling that we're in the rhythm of this yang form. So finding our way into this earth posture. A little sink here. Left foot steps out. A little over the ball action. And then we're going to set ourselves up for our horse's mane. Now, as I pull the weight back to my right hip, right leg, my left arm is sweeping under so that it's in place for my warding off or parting the horse's mane move. So again, to the right and to the left, half a step in, white crane spreads its wings, change the arm position, and come back around. Try to be like in the moment with this, really feel it. So we're going to turn the palm, drop the arm back. This becomes brush, knee, and push, stepping off with the left foot, coming around to the left, stepping with the right foot, brush your knee and push. One more time to the right, brush your knee and push, half a step in, strum your guitar. I'm going to pull back this bow, the arms are going to get round as we step back to repulse the monkey. Sort of, I've got to welcome in, have a little bit of an embrace. just gonna step back, because that's gonna turn into our next move. So here we are. One more time through, and then we'll learn grasping the bird's tail. We'll put it together. So find your place on the planet, a little soft in the knees. Now, I don't get very soft because I have old knees. But if you have a little more flexibility, go a little bit more into a squat if you want to. It can get really quite low. Step in that left leg out. The arms are going to come up over the ball. What's important is that we're creating a little softness in the hip and the knee that we're going to maintain throughout our practice. Stepping out to part that horse's mane. To part the horse's mane. And I move as elegantly as I can. Which is not as elegant as I wish it were, but it is what it is. Turn that palm. This is going to become the brush, knee, and push section. And I'm never in a hurry with Tai Chi. We get there when we get there, okay? You don't want to rush the moves, because the point is to feel the nuances of this move. These shifts in the body. Step in halfway. We're going to strum the guitar. Step back to Repulse the Monkey. There's 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to step back. My left arm's going to come under. I'm going to sweep, step, and ward off. And this time I'm going to reach up like I'm grabbing the bottom of a peacock's tail. Imagine a peacock sitting up here, and I'm just going to stroke down the feathers, okay? So I'm going to stroke the feathers, okay? And then I'm going to push my wrist forward and pull a big ball of chi up onto my toe and push it away. Now I'm going to come around, the hands kind of move forward as I turn. Then I'm going to ward off again, this time on the other side. So I'm going to come out with my right, grasp that bird's tail, come back, push my wrist, pull a ball onto the knee, or onto your toe, push, and come around. Now this is going to set me up for the next move, which is waving hands like clouds, okay? So we're not quite there yet, so let's break down what we just did, which is grasping the bird's tail on the left and on the right. And I'm going to move a little more to the center of the space, so I think it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. We'll hope for the best. So we were in this stepping back to Repulse the Monkey move. That's our 4th move. The first thing we're going to do is step back one more time, and my left arm has to get onto the bottom here to hold this ball so that the left arm can go up. Now again, this is a move where we're in martial arts, you're blocking a blow, okay? So if someone is coming with an overhand strike, you bring an arm up to meet that strike to glance it off. There's other possibilities here, but let's just put that in your mind for a moment so that you have an idea, okay? So the arm is going to go up to glance or protect. This arm goes down to protect my belly, right? So I'm protecting this part of my body from a blow. Getting a blow out here, a drag, but not necessarily deadly. So that's where this move comes from. Now in Tai Chi for health, we're not as worried about the martial arts part of it. We can get a little bit bigger, a little bit more fluid. We're interested in the movement. But if you can see this picture in your mind's eye of, oh, that's what the arms are doing, maybe it's helpful, okay? So the top arm is going to go up, the bottom arm is going to come down, and again, I'm protecting my face and my belly, okay? And then I'm going to reach up to grab the bird's tail, and this is a movement like I'm grabbing maybe somebody by the collar and pulling them to the ground, right on? So we're going to reach up and flow downward, shifting the weight into this back hip. And then I'm going to push my wrist. Now push the wrist I don't know if I can show you this in a couple of different angles, but my wrist is going to make this rounded shape and my hand is going to push against the wrist and not necessarily against the actual wrist. You might wind up leaving space. If you touch your wrist, that's also fine, but you can leave space there, a little chi bubble between you and your wrist to push the wrist forward, okay? And then there's this kind of thought of this kind of, imagine this ball right here that I'm coming up and over and then pushing away, okay? So let's try putting some of those things together a little bit. So here was my last stepping back to repulse the monkey. I'm gonna step back again. This left arm is gonna come under. I've got all the weight in my right leg, so I can step my left foot out at the diagonal, and then I'm gonna grasp that bird's tail, come back, and go as far as you care to go, all the way that way, and then push your wrist, pull the ball. See how we're just rocking back and forth on the legs at this point, and push the mountain away. Now when we come around, we're going to shorten the step so that we have room to go off to our right. But let's do the left one again. So we stepped back, hugged the planet on that monkey. We're going to step back again. I'm going to step out, reach up to grasp the bird's tail, come back, push the wrist, pull the ball onto your toe, push the mountain away, okay? Let's do that one more time. Step back. That's the last of our monkeys. We step back, step out, grasp the bird's tail, come back, push your wrist, ball on your toe, push the mountain away. Now, to turn, we're gonna shift, like I just shifted my right foot forward, then we're coming around, right? So that gets us back to the center. We're gonna shift the weight over here to this left leg and put the right arm under so that we can step out with this right leg, reach up, grasp the bird's tail, come back, push the wrist, pull the ball, push the mountain, okay? Coming around. So we came around from that side. We're gonna shift the weight, step right, grasp the bird's tail, come back, push the wrist, ball a chi on your toe, push the mountain. So let's put those two pieces together and do both of the bird's tails in sequence. We'll do them through a couple times, probably 3, and then we'll put the whole thing together for the last bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna add my monkeys here. Step back, there's that guy, step back, step out, grasp the bird's tail, push your wrist, pull the ball, push. Coming around now. This foot's gonna come in. I'm gonna put the weight on that left leg, step out to the right, grasp the bird's tail, push your wrist, pull the ball up onto your toe, push the mountain, come around. Okay, so here's my, I gotta go this way a little bit. Here's my stepping back to repulse the monkey. Step back, grasp the bird's tail, push the wrist, bring the ball up, push it away, coming around, put the weight on that left leg, step out to the right, grasp the bird's tail, and we're kind of going to the diagonal. So when we reach up to grasp. We're going up to that diagonal, okay? Pull the ball, push, come around. Let's try that one more time, and then we're gonna put everything together, you guys. Okay. Monkey number 3. Monkey number 4. Stepping out. Grasp the bird's tail up to that diagonal corner. This is our front. Push the wrist. Pull the ball. Push it away. Coming around. We're going to put the weight in this left side. Step to the right diagonal. Reach up, grab the bird's tail. Coming down to this diagonal. Push the wrist. Pull the ball. Push it away, come around to the beginning. And what is helpful here is that's a good place for us to kind of go back into our beginning, right on? So we're gonna start at the very beginning, go through those. It doesn't take very long, actually, to get through. Once we've got this whole form, it really only takes 4 or 5 minutes to do the form from start to finish. So it won't seem like it takes that long. So I'm going to find myself in my earth posture. Take a deep breath and center yourself. You're going to put the weight in that right leg. Step out a little. We're going up over this ball. And now we're going to set ourselves up for parting the horse's mane. Okay? So we come out. Come back, come out, and come back, come out, half a step in, turning, white crane spreads its wings, letting this arm fall back. I'm going to brush my knee and push. Brush my knee and push. Brush my knee and push. Half a step in. Strum your guitar. If you can remember it, bring your toes up here. Pull back on that bow. Hug the planet. That's my stepping back to Repulse the Monkey. This is number 2. Number 3. And number 4. And then I'm going to step back and bring this left arm under. So I can step out, reach up to grasp the bird's tail, come all the way down the feathers, push your wrist, pull the ball onto your toe, push it away. We're going around to the beginning. All the weight is to the left. I'm going to step diagonally to my right. Reach up, grab the bird's tail, come in all the way down, push the wrist, pull the ball onto your toe, and push them out. Come around. So we'll do it through one more time, through that amount, and then hopefully we'll do a little stretching, kind of release any back muscles that are starting to feel like, ooh, it's more work than you thought. It happens. All right. So we're here in the earth posture. Get connected to yourself and maybe to the elements as well. I'm going to sink in. Step out a bit. Arms come over the ball. Turn the left. Turn the right. Bring your left arm under, stepping out, parting the horse's mane. Stepping out, parting the horse's mane. One more time with that. Half a step in. Come back. We're going to turn. The white crane spreads its wings. We're going to let this arm drop back. This is going to become my brush, knee, and push sequence. Remember, we're going straight ahead with this one. So as you brush your knee and push, orient your hips forward And then we'll turn a bit to the right. Brush your knee and push half a step in. Strum your guitar. Stepping back to Repulse the Monkey. 1, 2, 3. Here's our 4th one. We're going to grasp the bird's tail. Going off to that diagonal. Grab the bird's tail. Come back. Push your wrist. Pull the ball onto your toe. Push that big ball of chi away, coming around. Weight to the left. We're going to step diagonally to the right. Reach up to grasp that bird's tail. Push your wrist. Ball of chi. Push it away, coming around the middle. And then we're going to pause. So next week, we'll add waving hands like clouds to this. We get to step out to catch the tiger's tail first, and then wave hands like clouds. It's one of my favorite things. I love waving hands like clouds. So before we leave, give yourself a big full body stretch. We're going to take the legs a little on the wide side. You don't have to go super wide. Come to the halfway mark. Wiggle a little bit, and then see if you're allowed to come in here and stretch out your hamstrings, your back, and your glutes. You can keep your knees as bent as you need. Come back to the center. Whew. Yogis, Tai Chi lovers, we're going to bow to each other again. And namaste. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.